Hey there. Hope you're having a great day. I'm Jim Munchback, CEO and founder of Bayrock Financial. It's Friday, 9 of August, year of our Lord 2024. Man, this year's going fast. It's a beautiful Friday here in Houston. I'm actually in Friendswood today. I hope you're having a great day. So I'm going live, going to go live on, I think we're going live on YouTube. Let's see, we should be live on YouTube. So if you want to check this out, you can check out the channel, my new channel. And I would love for you to subscribe at Jim Munchback. Munchback has an H on the end, so feel free to subscribe there. We're getting ready to do a review of the financial planning process. The financial planning process, I'm going to sound like Kamala Harris. The financial planning process is a process for financial planning that is about financial planning. And that's what we're going to cover today. Several elements that I want you to know about as we work together to create your financial plan. So we're going to go over that. But just so you know, this is being posted to YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. LinkedIn is my favorite social media channel platform. And I have a lot of connections there. So if you're one of them and I'm interrupting your Friday, thank you very much for letting me do that. And finally, just so you know, this is being posted from Bayrock Financial. So this is part of a training series for the clients I'm working with who are working with me and our team to create a financial plan. So we will jump right in now and get started. And I'm going to just walk through the elements. I'm not going to actually show you what this looks like in your financial plan. But if we are working together, if we've had a meeting, in every meeting when I meet with a client, I always invite you to take advantage of our financial planning process. And so I've got lots of takers, almost always when I meet with someone and invite them to go through the financial planning process. It makes sense to them. So here's how I do it. I generally ask the question, what's on your mind when it comes to your financial life and your financial future? What's on your mind? What, if anything, keeps you awake at night? And I just listen to the answers. And typically what I hear and what folks say is that there's some uncertainty about, do I have enough money to retire? Is everything going okay in my financial plan? And so at any rate, I just listen, and almost always then I say this: I want to invite you to consider going through the process with me, the financial planning process. My goal in the process is to help you have more clarity about your financial future so that you can see kind of where you are today, where you want to be, and what steps we need to take to get there. So typically, if you have more clarity about where you are and what's going on in your financial life, you will have more confidence about being able to achieve your goals and to get where you want to get in your financial future. So that's my commitment in going through the financial planning process with you, is to help you have more clarity. And that's pretty easy to do, as you'll see as we walk through these elements of a financial plan today. You'll see that the process that we go through is very almost bulletproof in terms of helping you have more clarity in your financial life. So that is my promise, that you'll have more clarity. And because of that, you'll have more confidence. And my hope, my goal, the real outcome that I want to produce in the financial planning process is to help you have more contentment in your financial life. Now, when I worked at Morgan Stanley in the wealth management department, I went through some amazing training at Morgan Stanley. We had this 1 week of training where we hired professional actors, and they were awesome. And they came in and we did role play. And in that role play, we actually walked through what it would look like to meet with a prospective client and kind of make our pitch. And so I made the pitch then that I make now every day. And it was kind of interesting to me because when I said, here's what I want to promise you, I want to invite you to go through this process, everything I just said, I was told by one of these awesome participants who were actors, professional actors pretending to be clients. And in the evaluation section of that training, they let me know, you're very good, you're very confident, yada, yada. But we really think you should change that. Like it's way too fuzzy to be offering or promising or even suggesting that you can help someone have more contentment in their financial life. So, nonetheless, I took that and I appreciated the input, the evaluation, but I still believe that more than investment management, which is what we mastered at Morgan Stanley, more than investment management, financial planning will help you move the needle on your financial life more than investment management. Now, I know investment management is very, very important, and so we do that too. So here we go. Starting with creating your account. I want to show you, I will show you. Actually, let me just back up here one time if I can. There we go. Now I'm going to try to keep my movement all on sync here. So creating your financial account or your account with Bayrock and RightCapital. That's one of the first steps. It's super easy and intuitive, but I want to mention this right now. I've met with a couple of clients this last week who I offered to work with in a financial planning arrangement, and there was no additional cost because they're already hiring Bayrock to manage their investments. But they were just too busy. And so I want you to know, if you're too busy to go through the process that I'm going to kind of outline in the next several weeks at this bayrockplanning.com, this is the landing page. This is the page where this training, this series of videos will be posted in each of the elements that I'm going to cover today, that I'm going to introduce today. I'm not covering them. I'm introducing them today. But if you want to follow that, just know that if you want to use the traditional approach of financial planning where your team of financial professionals collaborate and get together and create that comprehensive financial plan without you participating in the development of that plan, we can do that. And so I learned that lesson this week with a client who's very busy, very successful, and the approach that I outlined was really not for them because they really wanted us, the team, to do the work instead of working with them. So I always say, if you decide you want to go through this process with me, it doesn't have, if you're a client and we're already managing your investments, there's no additional fee, but there is a cost, because the cost is, in reality, we're going to spend probably 10 hours together over the next year, and we will go at your pace. And this process that I'm going to outline over the next few weeks in this series of training videos to help you become very comfortable using the RightCapital financial planning portal. These videos are just going to help you and me and our team work together in collaboration so that you are really a part of building your financial plan. That's what this is all about. I use, as Bayrock, we could have selected a number of financial planning tools, software platforms, and I chose RightCapital because it's very collaborative. And I really like it. It delivers what I want to deliver to clients. It's easy to use, but it's very collaborative. In fact, I teach personal finance. If you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, you probably know me as Professor Munchback, Professor of Personal Finance at the University of Houston at the Bauer College of Business, where I teach personal finance. And each of the students who go through my course create a comprehensive financial plan using RightCapital. It's a fantastic tool for teaching students to understand the essential elements of personal finance. So I'm not here with you today to talk about training and educating you. I'm here to help you spend the least amount of time possible to build a comprehensive and holistic financial plan using RightCapital, so that you know how to do that and do it quickly and feel good about it. And so that's what we're going to talk about for the next. Today, I'm introducing you to these elements. So creating your account, super easy, very self-explanatory, but I'll do a little video to walk you through that. The first thing I like to mention is that did not work. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. I'm pushing buttons on my control deck, and it's supposed to do what it just did. So the primary contact cards, when I send you a link to create your account, you will find some data cards. And I just want to mention what a data card is, because RightCapital or any financial planning software uses either some kind of module, we call them data cards. So you have a data card for your name, your birthday, and then we have a data card for your income. And you'll see that these are each basically data cards. And there are some primary data cards, which you will fill out in the beginning of the process. You know what? I am in the wrong. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to fix this. So linking accounts. Did the wrong thing. Lower third. I apologize. I got out of sync. I had this really cool setup that I like to use, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. This is an introductory video to share these things, but I think I'm in sync now. So linking your financial accounts. This is a topic that I always have issues with my students at the University of Houston. But if you're a client, or if you're working with a financial professional, whether it's me, someone on our team, or someone in another firm, you hopefully understand that when we link accounts in your financial plan, we're using some tools. They're called aggregation tools, and they're technology partners that we pay to integrate or aggregate your accounts into your financial plan. That does not give us access. It will not give me access to make any changes in your accounts. But what it does is it brings your accounts into your financial plan. And so it's one of the most important things you can do if you want to have a complete and accurate picture of your financial life, which is one of the goals for me, is to help you. And it's one of the things I promise is we're going to build an accurate model of your financial life so that as we start to look at different decisions and options and strategies, we will see what that does, what that looks like in your financial future. If we don't have an accurate financial model for that represents your financial life, it's much more difficult. It's more like guessing. So it takes the guesswork out. But linking your accounts is the only way to bring in all of your assets and liabilities so that they're part of your financial plan and that model that I talked about. So now if I can push the right button, we should go to the document vault. The document vault is a very cool feature of the RightCapital planning portal. It's a place where you can upload your financial documents. So think about things like your estate planning documents, your insurance declarations pages. So as we go through the process, I'm going to talk a little bit about a financial planning gap analysis, and I'm going to talk about part of our process at Bayrock is advisor coordination. I'll talk about that in just a minute, but just for now, I want you to know that your financial planning portal at RightCapital with Bayrock, you will have access to a document vault, and I want you to know where that is, how to use it, so that we can collaborate, so that you can find the documents that I need to review before our next meeting, so that you can upload those to your portal, to your document vault. And likewise, sometimes there will be things I want you to see between now and our next meeting. And I can email those to you, obviously, but I might want to upload a folder. So that's just a great tool. You can create your own folders. You can even have folders that are not visible to me. But ideally, if it's something we're working on together, whether it's you, me, your CPA, your estate attorney, if we can share those that information, those documents in your vault, and you know where they are. And it's just a great tool for financial planning. So that's the document vault. I'll share how that works. It's again, everything in RightCapital is super self-explanatory, but I'll do a video featuring each of these elements to help you be more comfortable, more confident in helping me and our team create a comprehensive financial plan for you. Another cool thing about RightCapital is we have this little task. I call it a task feature, but it's a place where I can give you homework. You can give me homework. We can agree on homework. Things that need to be done between now and the next meeting. We can outline those and mark those in the task management feature of RightCapital. So now let's jump into the next section of getting started. And we'll start with setting financial goals. So every financial plan really starts with goals. What is it you want to achieve? And so, and a lot of folks don't spend a lot of time thinking about really what are my goals? What are the specific goals that I want to achieve? And so this in RightCapital is just basically data cards. Each of your goals is a data card. But for me, it's not about those data cards. While they're important, obviously, it's a super financial calculator, basically, is what RightCapital is. And if we don't get those data cards right, garbage in, garbage out. So we got to get the data right. But your financial goals are a lot more than a data card. It's a conversation typically. So I just wanted to mention that setting financial goals, RightCapital is a goals-based planning software. Some financial planning software tools, platforms, portals, whatever you want to call it, they're cash flow driven or cash flow based. And a lot of highly technical financial advisors, like certified financial planners like myself, prefer a cash flow based system because it's more technically sound, perhaps. RightCapital, though, I believe is very built to purpose, but it is a goals-based program. So we want to get the financial planning goals right. We'll talk about that in that video coming up. The next thing I want to highlight is just the budgeting and cash flow portion or section of RightCapital. It has so many features and so many ways that it can be used, but I want to mention, remember I talked about linking your accounts. Well, if you want to focus on cash flow and budgeting and accounting in your financial plan, please don't forget to link your accounts. Think about the credit cards that you use for your most common purchases. You want to link those accounts. You want to link those credit cards because RightCapital is going to grab every single one of those transactions, and it will just help you be accountable for your cash flow and for your spending. And that will help me help you, help whoever it is who's working with you on your financial plan. If you have your credit cards linked, that's just going to give us more insight into your spending patterns and your cash flows. So that's an important piece. The linking of your accounts is an important piece if you want to unlock some of the features and benefits that are available in the budgeting and cash flow section of RightCapital. Next, let's talk about my favorite topic, investment planning. Now, there's just so much to talk about in terms of investment management, investment planning, and helping you understand what you have in your portfolio. But let me just mention, it is a major part of RightCapital. So we'll probably do a little bit of a deep dive at some point on how we manage that. But for now, just know, if you're a client, we work with Charles Schwab. So pretty much all of our assets, other than private equity and alternative investments, most all of our assets are custodied at Charles Schwab, which means you get a statement each quarter or month, really, from Charles Schwab. It has my company logo on it, Bayrock, but it's a Schwab is the custodian. And so if you're a client and we're working together on your financial plan, you will notice that as soon as you set up or I set up your financial plan at Right Capital, we will go ahead and integrate your investments at Charles Schwab into your financial plan. Again, it's used like linking your accounts. I will be able to link those accounts because Right Capital has an integration with Charles Schwab, so that if you're a client, I will do that in the background so that you will almost immediately get to see the investments, including each of the holdings in your investments at Charles Schwab. Very cool feature. I'll talk more about that when we get to investment planning. Retirement planning is the next feature of Right Capital that I want to highlight, and it basically gives us a probability of success. And there's a lot of technology that's built into this area. It's more than a data card. When we talk about retirement planning and Right Capital, it's kind of the place, if there's a workbench inside of your financial plan, that would be the go-to place for me to see pretty much everything that's happening in your financial plan. I'll show you how that works in Right Capital, but retirement planning is a major feature of the financial planning process, and it's a major component of your Right Capital financial plan. It's really nicely done. It will give you a probability of success that's based on all of these data cards that we've entered: your goals, your expenses, your income, the return on your investment, the asset allocation, the tax allocation, your tax rates. All of that will feed into your retirement planning component, and it will give you a probability of success, which is based on what we call Monte Carlo analysis, where we take 1,000 scenarios and we run those scenarios to come up with a probability of success. So I'll be featuring that soon. That's one of my favorite areas of this tool, Right Capital. So now we're talking about risk management. I'm not sure what you think of when you think of risk management, but in my language, risk management includes insurance. Insurance is the way that you transfer risk to an insurance company. And for most of us, our insurance budget is one of the biggest components of our budget. And so you've probably spent a lot of money on insurance, from homeowners insurance, car insurance, business insurance, life insurance, maybe long-term care insurance, disability insurance. The list goes on. And if there was one area of financial planning that I'm an expert in that I'm not really proud of, but it's true, I've got a lot of letters after my name related to insurance, tech professional designations, because I was a State Farm agent for many years, and I studied hard and I learned a lot, and I had a fantastic career as an insurance agent selling all kinds of insurance. And so one of the things we'll do in your financial plan, if you like this idea, at least as part of the process, is to review your insurance and make sure you're getting the best deal you can get in every area of your insurance. So it's one of the reasons that the financial planning process, isn't a 10-minute process. It takes a little time, but here again is a place where a reason for you to use that document vault to upload those documents. No rush. You don't have to do it the first day, but it helps me know that you're getting the best deal on your home insurance and that you don't have any gaps, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So that's this. Let me hit the next part, see what's coming up. So we haven't talked about tax planning. Let's talk about tax planning. Yes, good. Everything's syncing up. I was worried about that. So you've got a little video there in the middle of the screen. At the bottom of the screen, you've got tax planning. Let's see what we have for the ticker. Yeah, look at that. I forgot the ticker. So tax planning, if you didn't know this about me, I was born on April 15th, and my first child was born on December 31st. So imagine that. We got, like, at that time, I want to say it was a $1,250 tax deduction for our first child, JR, James Ray Jr., and he was born, never got home by the end of the year. We never even changed a diaper, and yet we got that full year deduction because I'm such a good planner when it comes to taxes. No, we didn't really plan that. But my second son was born on October 15th, which is the tax deadline, the due date for businesses. So I guess you could say I was born to do tax planning. I'm not a CPA. But I do know and appreciate the impact of taxes on your financial future. And so it is a huge part of our work together in the financial planning process. And again, we'll talk about advisor coordination, where we will include your CPA in the conversation and the coordination of your plan. So we'll talk about that in a minute. The other next topic is estate planning. Estate planning is another one of those special issues related to your financial future. It's where you get to say, okay, I've worked hard to accumulate these assets, and I want to be sure that at the end of my life, when I'm no longer available to make decisions, you make those decisions now in the form of estate planning to tell your assets where you want them to go. So that's a cool area of the RightCapital financial planning process, and I'll show you how that works in a future video. Okay, next we're going to talk about the blueprint. In just a second. If I haven't sent you this already, I will send you a copy of my book, Make Your Money Count. Now, when I meet with clients, I usually don't send this book until then, but I do want you to have a copy of Make Your Money Count. And I want you to know that in the book, I use the metaphor of the blueprint for financial success. So you can see this is the actual blueprint, and I use this for years with clients. I know you can't hear me when I cover up the microphone. But this is a tool that I use still to this day to train advisors on my team. It just is it's a fantastic tool, the blueprint, for simplifying a very complex process. The financial planning process can be very complex. And when I became a certified financial planner, even though I passed the test, I felt very inadequate and unqualified to go through the process of financial planning with a client, to earn their trust and to give them good advice and to just be equipped to do that. I didn't feel equipped to do that, even though